Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Karen from R&Y Karen in Canada. Today we're going to talk about my 1 month post-op checkup with the doctor and the dietitian, what I experienced, what things you can do to help for your 1 month experience and checkup, and tips. So let's just review. My highest weight was 231 pounds. My starting weight after 2 weeks of OptiFast was 215 pounds, and my current weight is 197 pounds. So I'm in the wonderland. I'm excited about that. I lost 15 pounds on the OptiFast, and so now I am down approximately 32 pounds in total from the beginning. Of February 6th was when I started OptiFast. February 20th was when I had my surgery, and today is March 23rd. So yesterday I had my 1 month checkup at the bariatric clinic here in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And it started at about 9:45 in the morning, and the nurse weighs you in. She weighs you in. I'm going to regroup right now. And it's exciting, actually, when she weighs you, finally, because you know you've lost weight. Now, one little tips and tricks, is I weigh myself at home on my scale prior to going to the clinic, so I can just see what the difference is. And there's only about a 0.3 pound difference between my scale and their scale. Mine's a little bit lighter, so I like my scale a little bit more. So after she weighs you, you go into another room, and like a doctor's office room, and they have a paper for you to fill out. A dietitian has a paper for you to fill out just about what you're eating, how it's going, very generic, very quick, one-sided page. And then the nurse will go over your medications and your vitamins. You do need to bring them to your first 1 month checkup. I did not. I was not prepared very well. Like I said in my last video, I haven't been feeling that well. I thought I would be more better by now. That's my great language. I'd feel better by now. I'd have more energy. I'd be, walking my 10,000, 20,000 steps a day. I would be ready to go back to work and everything like that, but I'm dizzy and I don't feel good, and I have one of my incisions kind of hurts. So I'm not where I thought it would be. So the nurse took my blood pressure, sitting down, normal, everything's fine. And then she asks me to stand up and take it. And then she asked me to lie down on the little bed and take it. Then she asked me to sit up and take it, all while the your heart rate, or what is that thing on your finger called? Your O2, whatever, is all done. So I think there was 4 or 5 times that I'm doing it, and she's looking quite concerned. And then she comes in with like the old school stethoscope, and she's doing it manually, old school style. And she's still looking concerned. And I'm like, well, it's okay, because my blood pressure has always been very high. So obviously it's so high right now, and she's worried. And so the nurse leaves, the doctor comes in, and this doctor is not the surgeon. The bariatric clinic that we have here is obviously not the surgeon. We have to travel to Toronto to get our surgeries done, but we do have a doctor here that's part of the bariatric clinic. And she came in, and she had also a little bit of a concerned face on. And she says that my blood pressure is extremely low, and she's concerned. She thinks that there may be a bleed, there might be something up. And she's asking me how much water I'm getting in. So I'm explaining that I'm getting at least 64 ounces plus, and that's only with water. I'm not counting if I've had soup or if I've had my shakes. I'm just counting plain old water. And so she's asking me more questions. She's trying to figure out what's wrong. Now understand, when I'm getting weighed, I'm dizzy, sitting up and down and everything. I'm dizzy, looking around, I get dizzy, standing, whatever. I'm dizzy all the time. So I explained to her that I'm still on my medications, and one of them is blood pressure medication. And she stops me cold and is like, why are you still on this medication? I'm like, what do you mean? Why am I still on? I haven't been told to get off the medication. In the hospital, they gave it to me. I've had no word of anybody telling me not to be on it. So she's like, no, you need to stop it. This is why you're not feeling well. This is one of the reasons why you're not feeling well. So I was like, okay, no problem. So obviously she says, you're not ready for work and you shouldn't be driving and, all that great stuff. So that's it. So obviously last night I stopped taking my blood pressure pills. I'm still not feeling that great. But I know that eventually it'll be out of my system and hopefully that'll help me feel a little bit more focused and not as dizzy. So after that big ordeal, we go to the dietitian. Now I say we go to the dietitian because it is a dietitian class. I thought it would have been a one-on-one dietitian class, being the first appointment after your surgery, but unfortunately is not. So there was about 7 of us in the class. We've all kind of had surgery around the same time. We're all about 1 month post-op. And the dietitian just kind of explains everything that we should be doing. What should we be eating? What should this stage of our food be looking like? Most of us should be around the pureed soft food stage. And what, the size and using measuring cups and what kind of waters to use, even vitamins. So it was a very informative class. That was about an hour, that class. So needless to say, I do know now why I don't feel so great. I'm glad we understand a little bit. We're not too sure why one of my incisions is still a little painful. They all look good on the outside, just on the inside, one's a little bit more painful than probably should be by 1 month. So right after this 1 month checkup, I went to see my family doctor. I think it's very important that we keep the family and doctor updated on all of this stuff. The doctor at the bariatric clinic immediately sent over my files to my family doctor because I did tell her that I was going after those appointments to see my family doctor, and she did that. And going into that appointment, my doctor knew right away what was going on, what was happening, why I was there, and she took my blood pressure too, and it was extremely low, and she was concerned. So, she took me off work for another month and said I need to rest, no lifting, no strenuous activities at all, drink lots of water, obviously don't take my blood pressure medication, and, try to get better. So, just one more thing that I forgot to mention last time is I purchased this mug warmer off Amazon, but I know you can get them at Walmart. And it's a great tool because you eat so slowly and things get cooled faster instead of microwaving it, and whether the food just gets, gross after a while. Invest in one of those. All right, I'll talk to you next Tuesday and let you know how 5 weeks went. Take care. Bye.